Hello and welcome everyone to AARP Wyoming's 2026 Video Voter Guide Series. I'm Tom Laycock with AARP Wyoming, and today we're joined by Luc Colgrove, who's running for the Wyoming Legislature in House District 57, located in Natrona County. AARP has a proud 40-year history of nonpartisan voter engagement and does not endorse or oppose candidates, nor does AARP make contributions to political campaigns or candidates at any level. Instead, we ask questions so our members understand where the candidates stand on important issues and can make their own decisions on Election Day. Today, I'll ask Mr. Colgrove 3 questions, allowing for a 1-minute and 30-second response to each. Then we'll give him 2 minutes to deliver his pitch to the voters of House District 57. So our first question for today. Recent AARP survey data suggests 80% of older adults wish to age in their homes and communities as they get older. If elected, what would you do to ensure older residents can stay in their homes and communities as long as they can?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. First things off. Next, I grew up and I watched my grandmother age. As time went on, I chose to move in with her and kind of help care for her. She ended up passing just about a year ago, and I miss her every day. But also, in the middle of all of that, a month before, we lost my partner's grandmother, who was from Newcastle and had to move to Casper to seek care because of the lack of medical services available in the area for her to seek. So I think that it's really important to protect all kinds of aging in place services, including ambulance services, but also things like Meals on Wheels, which here in Natrona County is facing for the first time in over half a century the potential of a wait list. So I think it's really important to protect the services that seniors value, the things that allow them to stay in place in their homes, but as well as protect their families that live here. Over 100,000 people in Wyoming are caretakers. That's almost 25% of the population who cares for their elderly family. And I think that it's very important to care for not just our senior population, but our aging population and the generation to come.
Thank you. Our second question for today. AARP Wyoming's 2023 Vital Voices Survey and our 2025 member survey show that our members are seeking candidates who can help protect them from fraud and scams. In recent years, we've seen scammers evolve to using crypto ATMs and deed fraud to separate Wyomingites from their cash. How would you work to protect older adults from fraud and scams?
I think that to protect older adults from fraud and scams, it's important to realize that even the younger generations that are beginning to age, the millennials specifically, which is my generation, we're facing a lot of those kinds of scams ourselves. And it's important to realize that as we get older, the scams evolve. They kind of target all of us. I think that putting some sort of collective action together to find solutions to stop the scams, but also bring awareness of the scams. A lot of times Wyomingite can face scams in a retroactive sense where other states have already seen the scam and we're facing it, but because of the lack of public education around it, we often don't find any kind of prevention. So I think that some preventative measures to stop scams are very important as well.
We know Wyoming residents are concerned about rising property taxes. While property taxes can be burdensome for some, they also fund critical state and local services. These services include local transportation, home-delivered meals, home health services that keep older adults aging in place. If elected, how would you balance the need for relief with ensuring critical services are in place?
Absolutely. I think that one of the most critical needs that we have is targeted tax relief. So one of the things that we saw in the bill that was passed in 2025 was that for that first year, there was unilateral tax breaks across the board. and that was for anybody in a single family home. So that included landlords and was even marketed heavily towards being able to be redeemed by those landlords. So a lot of people saw rising rent costs, barriers to, access to caring for their elderly family members, in addition to everybody else getting the tax cuts. So I think that targeted tax relief that helps the seniors but doesn't unilaterally give multi-property owners relief is very important. Between the ambulatory services, there's the Meals on Wheels. There's also things such as the schools that we're seeing defunded, as well as our senior center and our public library, all of which, everybody relies heavily on.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to answer our questions. Now let's give you 2 minutes to explain to the voters of House District 57 why you're the man for the job.
Absolutely. I'm just a neighbor here. I grew up in Casper my whole life. I've born and raised here. And so I've watched a lot of my community over the years. I've done a bunch of different things, and I've been privileged and blessed with the opportunity to work on events and concerts. I've been a stagehand and I've been a DJ for weddings. I've had the opportunity to see not just my community, but my state, and share some of the most intimate moments that I can with the people around me. And I truly love my community. I think that it's very important to have people who believe in our neighbors and the ability to move forward as a community and as a state. And so I believe that I'm the best fit for House District 57 because I bring that sensible voice to the table, and I'm willing to have those harder conversations that sometimes I feel like we avoid on our statewide stage. And so if I'm feeling that way, I feel the conversations I have with the people around me also support that, and our voice largely feels underrepresented on a statewide level. So I'm running to make sure that that voice can be presented so that all of the voters can have an opportunity, and that 70% of Wyoming's eligible voters didn't turn up for our primary election in 2024, and that's a really shocking number to me. I believe that the 70% not showing up is a silent majority, a vote of silence. And so I want to be the reason why that 70% turns out and shows up to vote on election day.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Colgrove, for your time. Thank you very much to our viewers for joining us, and we invite you to keep looking at AARP Wyoming's Facebook page and the Cowboy State Daily for more video voter guides in the days to come.